you? I try to be a really good person.
You've been a really person over the past couple months.
Oh, I can be the one that ends this. The concept of rumination, a lot of people don't understand that, right? So if there are things that bother some people...
What? Wait, I feel like most people should understand what that is.
No, I think it's a really difficult concept to understand. It feels like a person with OCD might have a compulsion with like dogs, or might have an issue where they had a bad experience with a dog and they feel like they shouldn't, and they continue to engage with the dog over and over again because it's like, he won't bite me this time, this shouldn't happen this time, there's no reason for it, I'm being nice to him, this doesn't make sense. But another person that might have a traumatic experience with a dog is horrified of dogs and they avoid them forever. I think the person that avoids the dog, that type of avoidant behavior is more easily understood because I think most people deal with trauma in that way. Whereas like the rumination or the obsession part, not only can a lot of people not understand that, it's such a foreign response that when people see that happening, they almost don't even believe it. Oh no, quack, quack the duck. So friends can't get through to you, therapy doesn't get through to you, nothing gets through to you. You're like addicted to the mental turmoil of clashing with people publicly on this. Oh no, quack, quack. Dev is gonna be the only one left. Is she mad now? It's happening right now. Oh, Dev is there, the last mod standing. Dev is gonna be the one to fix her. Tell Anna I'll talk again if she wants to, okay?
I just wanted to type the laughing face dot feels.
What?
Target acquired.
What the fuck? Wait, Dev, what did you just say?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Oh god. What does he want?
He wants this shit to end, just like everybody else says.
Well then tell him to stop fucking telling lies. Or stop spreading Waffles' as fucking lies.
Anna, you gotta stop.
Where's the break the chain meme?
Why doesn't Waffles stop telling lies about me?
Because she's another crazy streamer, just like all three of you guys are.
Well, at least I'm not a backstabbing fucking snake like her.
72 guys.
To a normal person, you guys are all fucking nuts.
Nuts?
You have to understand
Nazis?
Listen, all I'm saying is that, I should have trusted those, extremely high Dark Triad scores that Waffles got.
Target acquired.
Instead of trying to convince her that she wasn't. But like the naive fucking dumbass I am. I was like, oh yeah, it's okay, you scored really fucking high in the Dark Triad. Yeah, no, I'm sure that's just because you're sad and stuff.
You're a genius,
No,
dude.
that's not real. I just wanted to believe that she was a good person. Oh well.
Anna, no streamer is a good person.
I'm a good person. Or I
No,
try
you're
to
not.
be. What the fuck? Why would you say I'm not a good person? How dare you? I try to be a really good person.
You've been a really shitty person over the past couple months.
Oh shit.
What? How?
Especially.
Anna, check your DMs.
Anna, are you retarded? Sorry, are you intellectually,
oh no.
I don't know the PC way to say it.
Excellent.
You're not a good person because you're not on the Discord IMO.
Yo, that's shitty
But you know
though.
what I mean.
I care about being a good person though. I like doing the moral right thing.
Acquired.
Like
And
people
I'm
doing
sure
moral
Hitler,
right
he was a
things.
good person too.
What?
I said, I'm sure Hitler thought he was a good person too. It doesn't matter.
Are you just comparing me to Hitler?
Those
Yes.
bullets were a metaphor for something. Take your time.
I'm getting pissed off that you guys keep trying to control my stream, to be honest. You guys keep on, like, trying so hard to control my stream, and I'm getting really, like, tired of it.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't like being treated like a kid.
Excellent.
Stop acting like a kid and we'll stop treating you like a kid.
But people still repeat the lies that Waffles told about me. Like that I doxed her and shit. Is this what I have to deal with? Is this what I have to fucking deal with? Because I had a fucking toxic as hell friend, like, for a fucking year? That was like the worst goddamn regret ever.
Yes, this is what happens when you have internet friends instead of real life.
Fucking Christ.
If you're almost 30 and you haven't realized that by now, then you should just get offline.
Oh my god.
I've never met people this fucking toxic in real life. Never had these issues in real life. I don't know. People are fucking normal in real life. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said internet. Internet friends are not real. Yeah, you just have to learn to love your haters. Ugh. Like Kanye and Jay-Z said.
He's lying, by the way. I am your guys' friend.
Real life is so much better, and like it's so much, and like there's no stress.
Guys,
and it's like,
I need to talk to Anna. I can end it. I can be the one that ends this.
Why
okay?
do I have to leave Twitch? I don't
know what to do.
Oh, hello.
Hello. How's life going?
Not great.
Okay. Why is it not going great?
People still believe lies about me. That you told, that Waffles told. And I'm just tired of it.
Okay.
Oh no, don't raid my stream right now. What the fuck? God damn it!
That was not me.
Fucking Christ. Oh my god. Really? Really? Right now. Just raided my fucking stream away. Motherfuckers. That's it. I'm like unmodding people. Just fucking what the fuck?
Why did you give people the ability to raid your stream away if you were going to get upset when they did it? Just curious.
Normally when I'm not upset, I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't be like getting super emotional on stream. But then when I am streaming and I'm very emotional on stream, then I'm like, no, stop, don't raid yet. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, okay? No,
Sure.
I mean, normally it's good. Normally it's good to raid away when I'm very upset and obsessively talking about the same shit that I'm upset about.
You probably saw the train wreck that was coming and tried to stop it.
Do you have do you have like other types of do you like ruminate a lot?
Yes.
When you I don't know
OCD.
what
That's kind of a big part of it.
Sure. I'm not making any assumptions about anything, so I'm just asking questions. Do you have any techniques or strategies for when you feel like you are about to begin to ruminate on something? Like for instance, if you feel like you have certain routines that are damaging to your health, have you talked at all with I don't know, a therapist or for anything where it's like, if I feel like I'm ruminating negatively on a thought or if I'm fixated on a routine hardcore, is there do you have like a strategy to either cope with that or to redirect that, or do you just...
I do. Yeah, that doesn't always work though. Like the coping mechanism doesn't always work, basically.
Have you explored other types of coping mechanisms, or do you have like different like contingencies if one fails or something?
I'm exploring those in therapy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. Doesn't exactly help when you know, you call me a compulsive liar though in front of like thousands of people.
Would you agree that it's probably going to be the case that you're going to come up across certain people in life that will never agree with you and might even say negative or hurtful or harmful things about you, and there's not much you can do to change their opinion?
It's never really happened to me before.
Sure, but it's possible that in the future maybe like a coworker or maybe like a classmate might spread a rumor about you or say something untrue about you because they're angry or hateful or just malicious in some other way, or maybe just selfish.
Yeah, I guess.
It's probably the case.
It never happened to me.
Sure, it's possible.
Really weird. I went through high school never having those issues. I don't know.
Sure. is it possible that you can come across these people and there's no way that you can convince them otherwise? If you were to do that, if you were to come across somebody like that in like say a work environment, there's probably a high likelihood that you would ruminate pretty hardcore on the types of lies that they tell about you. It's probably,
yeah.
So have you thought at all about how you would deal with that in like a workplace environment?
Not really. I don't know. I guess I just kind of assume that like it probably won't happen to me in, I don't know, since it hasn't ever happened to me already, like except for, well, on Twitch here. I don't know.
Sure, but we agree that it's possible, right? And then especially on Twitch, it's maybe even likely depending on the areas that you're in for whatever reason.
Yeah.
The only worry is that it seems like you're probably uniquely predisposed to suffering a lot as a result of this because of your rumination, right?
Yeah.
So you said that you have personal coping mechanisms, which is good. That's like something I imagine you work on. It seems like you have external support, arguably, from your moderators, which is probably good. But have you talked with anybody about making sure your external support is aware of like a unique type of support you might need, or some way to help you get off the rumination? Because right now it feels like, and I could be wrong, but if I had a friend and they had OCD and there was some ritual that they were doing commonly that was unhealthy for them, say it was washing their hands too much, or it was
Well, yeah, I had that one already. I got over that one.
I don't know if it's called excoriation, but there's one where you like pick at your skin a lot. If they were doing this, it's not very helpful for me to tell the friend like, hey, stop doing that. That doesn't really do much to like redirect or right. Yeah. But it seems like right now the external support you have is treating you in a way that if they just like raid away, well, it's going to get rid of the rumination or it's going to stop the compulsion or whatever. But that doesn't seem to be the case, right? Like I'm pretty sure you can recognize outside of the circumstances, like, okay, I shouldn't ruminate on this. I should just move on and it's whatever. But while it's happening, having somebody just raid away doesn't seem to be helping you. Have you thought about trying to incorporate conversations or incorporate your moderators into conversations about like more healthy ways to redirect that impulse, I guess?
No, not really. I haven't talked about that. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing we come up with is raiding away.
Mm-hmm. But that seems to be the equivalent of just telling a friend, like, stop ruminating, which doesn't help, right?
I took, like, a 4-day break from Twitch, and, it didn't really help much.
Is there a thing that, is there something that triggers the rumination, or does it just pop up out of nowhere?
Oh, no, things trigger it, absolutely. Like, sometimes it will just pop up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But usually what triggers it is like a comments or something, or
is it comments that you see on your Twitter, or is it comments you see in chat, or?
Oh, both.
Well, because I'm wondering, because there's two,
or in like other people's Twitch chats.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, other streamers' Twitch chats especially too.
Have you been able to successfully break rituals in the past that you no longer do, or you do them?
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many rituals that I've had in the past that I've broken, but it took a while. That's the problem.
So the issues that I would think is that if you have a certain compulsion over something, you're in environments where you are constantly getting triggered. I don't mean that in like you're triggered loser. I mean like there are things that are triggering the compulsion. I think usually the recommendation would be to remove yourself from those environments, but I don't think you want to just completely give up and stop streaming because people are saying untrue things about you. That doesn't feel very satisfying, which is understandable. Have you thought about ways to reduce the interaction that you have with people that might say untrue things about you like it's just saying don't read chat might be one thing, but have you considered that at all? Because it seems like because of the environment you're in, it's very easy for you to get like perpetually re-triggered on this compulsion, and then it kind of like feels the whole thing over and over and over again. And then there's no way for any external support to help you because they're just trying to tell you get over it when obviously that's not an effective way.
My therapist told me to stay away from people like just basically like not believing me or, you know, accusing me of being crazy or accusing me of lying, shit like that. And she's basically, that's her main suggestion has been to stay away from people saying that stuff. Yeah. And I don't do that. I tend to want to argue with them.
So if you were to give her a similar situation and say it was happening in like a classroom or a workplace environment, what would her advice be then? Because you can't really like stay away from coworkers or stay away from classmates. How do you deal with it when you're inundated with these types of interactions and you kind of have to be because there's some environment that you need to exist in or you really want to exist in?
Well, I'm sure she would probably say something like learning to just sort of like let it go kind of and just ignore what they're saying. I'm sure it would involve something like that. Probably, but we haven't talked about that specifically. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you were able to go 3 days offline without 4 days offline without publicly ruminating, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of just completely avoid any reminder of the situation. Which
is good. So you can do it. It's not like you're incapable of doing it, right? You have the ability to like move past that. But the issue is that
it's just then when I re-engage, it like all comes back suddenly, full force, like boom. And then it's like, fuck, I'm so angry again. Yep.
So is there some type of like limited interaction? So if we think of like, well, what are ways that you can move forward positively that allows you to, because one thing is you want to re-engage with the platform, I imagine, right? You want to be able to talk to other streamers and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then the second thing is you want to avoid going into the unhealthy ruminating cycle where you obsess over a certain thing and then you kind of like loop again on it, right?
Yep.
So have you thought about like what's a way to slowly reintegrate into a platform where you can avoid, I guess, these types of triggering experiences? Have you considered that at all? Or because it seems like what's happening is, not to quote, I guess your mods or people, but it's like sticking the hand in the wood chipper over and over again and getting like re-triggered and then everything kind of recycles. Yeah. Well, have you thought about strategies to avoid the re-triggering of everything?
Yes, I'm sort of working on that with my therapist, kind of.
Does she know the extent to which you are kind of like an online person? Because it makes this a lot more complicated, I think, than just saying like, oh, it's a group of friends I can avoid, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, I've told her that. I mean, she knows that I stream like every day, pretty much, and I've told her that. I repeatedly talk about this a bunch on my stream, so I'm pretty sure.
So she knows that it's a public thing. So when she tells you to avoid people that talk negatively about you or whatever, what is her suggestion for a strategy when like random strangers in chats can send you down the ruminating thought spiral?
That's what she suggests. I just ban them and just not engage at all. That's what her suggestion was. Just don't engage.
So that works in your chat, but how do you have a better interaction with people in other chats?
Yeah, I guess I'm not really at that point yet. Like I said, I'm sort of still figuring out what to do about that. Like it would be nice if I just didn't care. That would be really nice. It'd be so nice to not be able to not care.
Yeah, it would be. But if you didn't care, you wouldn't have these problems at all, right? So it's kind of...
No, I know. I just wouldn't care and I'd just ignore it. By the way, I am gonna get back to you.
Oh, that's fine. I don't think it matters that much, but I've
been stonewalling you
You're
in
not
the email,
Yeah,
so
good one. Okay.
sorry about that.
So have you thought about like, if you want to work your way back into these types of communities, maybe having like a personal conversation with the people that you're trying to engage with to say like, hey, is it too much to ask that you could tell your community like, don't talk about me, or I don't want to hear about any past stuff if I'm involved in this anymore? So let's say, for instance, you want to be, I don't know who you're friends with, but I'll use Stardust as an example. You probably don't like her, but like, let's say that you wanted to be involved in like, oh, I want to be able to go on stream and talk with this person. Is it possible to ask her like, hey, could you tell your like chatters like, just don't talk about me, just don't mention me, or like things in my past, and just stick to current things? So that way, not only then are you trying your best to avoid triggering experiences, but now you have like an external support that's working with you to try to avoid those triggering experiences as well.
That would be super helpful, actually. Yeah, I guess I could do that with people that I'm friendly with or whatever. Yeah.
Well, what else?
I don't dislike her. I've just gotten frustrated with her at times, that's all.
Sure. Do you feel like you still search for yourself on the internet a lot?
I haven't done it in 5 days.
Okay, that's good, right?
I think, has it been 5 days? I think. Yeah. Which that's a long fucking time that I've gone without Googling myself to see what people are saying. That's a long fucking time.
Okay, I'm proud of you for that. Hold on, I gotta run downstairs real quick, 1 second. Understand that to a lot of people, the concept of rumination is like not, a lot of people don't understand that, right? So if there are things that bother some people.
What? Wait. I feel like most people should understand what that is.
No, I think it's a really difficult concept to understand.
Really?
I think that I think the norm for people is if you have a bad experience, you try to like not think about it, or you avoid those things that give you that negative experience, and then you just kind of avoid it in your life and you don't have to worry about it. I think that rumination is a bit different, and the experience is a bit foreign, because the idea of having like this intrusive thought that doesn't go away unless you give it more and more attention, I think that's something that's really, really hard to understand for most people.
I mean, but like, it's literally I mean, okay, even so, if rumination is hard to understand, like, don't people, I mean, most people should understand the concept of like trauma reactions, and how like one of the main things with like trauma reactions is re-experiencing. It's literally in the DSM, like you keep on re-experiencing.
Yeah, but I
and,
think
like,
I think the difficult thing is that there are different types of trauma reactions, and some of them seem to work totally contrary to one another. So for some people, say you've had like a really
symptoms, and then there's re-experiencing, so the exact opposite.
Yeah, or for some people, say they have a traumatic experience with, so like this is like the difference, okay? And I'm not saying you would do this, okay? But it feels like a person with OCD might have a compulsion with like dogs, or might have an issue where they had a bad experience with a dog and they feel like they shouldn't, and they continue to engage with the dog over and over again, because it's like, he won't bite me this time, this shouldn't happen this time, there's no reason for it, I'm being nice to him, this doesn't make sense. But another person that might have a traumatic experience with a dog is horrified of dogs, and they avoid them forever, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think the person that avoids the dog, that type of avoidant behavior is more easily understood, because I think most people deal with trauma in that way. Whereas like the rumination or the obsession part, not only can a lot of people not understand that, it's such a foreign response that when people see that happening, they almost don't even believe it. I think this is why, so recently, because people send me screenshots, but like Merle and the Duck Duck guy, a lot of people view you as being self-destructive. And the reason why they say that is because it feels like you're choosing to self-destruct. Like, why do you keep re-engaging? Why do you keep doing this? Because to most people, the default kind of like trauma response, or the default response to this negative stimulus would be to avoid it. Obviously, you'd avoid it over and over and over again. And the concept of rumination is very foreign. The reason why I bring this up is because I think that if you are down one of these thought spirals and you're ruminating a lot, I don't think it's helpful for your mods to just raid away. I think, and I don't know as much because I don't have OCD and I haven't talked to a lot of people with OCD, but I think it's more healthy to try to find a way to redirect those thoughts or to break that pattern rather than to just say, don't think about it, I'm going to raid away, and then it'll be done. Because when you're in the middle of a really big rumination, you're not going to be content with that. That's like never going to feel good to you, right? You're going to feel like somebody is, like if you've got somebody that bites their nails a lot, if you just pull their hand away from them, they're going to want to do it even more and more and more, and you're going to like feel physically uncomfortable not being able to do it, right?
Oh yeah, my anxiety spikes really high.
But it seems like, and I can be wrong, but it seems like even when you're in the middle of these streams and you're having like a really big thought spiral, when people ask you questions about like Stardew Valley or other random shit, it seems like you can address those people and then go down that line like pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm not like in some delusional state. It's not like I'm detached from reality or something.
So I don't know if this is better or worse because I don't know, but maybe a different strategy for your external support could be to find ways to redirect your like current obsession or to ask or to get you on a different path rather than just trying to raid away your stream and assuming that you'll just, you know, have a chat and then be done with it.
Yeah, I think they kind of have tried that and it doesn't really work. Other people have tried it too to try and get my attention away to something else. Sometimes it works. Not always though.
What do you think?
That's why I think they just raid away.
Yeah, so from you, because you know yourself best, when you're in the middle of a very self-destructive thought spiral, what do you think is like the most helpful way?
Yeah, but I don't see it as self-destructive when I'm in the thought spiral. I'm like, yeah, I'm fixing this. This is good. We're like doing it. We're gonna be okay. Like I'm fixing things. Like that's what my head. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like it's okay. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. I'm gonna conquer it. Like.
Is there any way for you to identify when you're in the middle of an unhealthy behavior, do you think, or no?
Actually, it does sometimes help when people remind me of like how bad it looks. Like I actually listened back to one of my streams and I was like, oh, holy shit, I sound fucking crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit, I sound so crazy.
But again, that's easy enough to point out after the fact. But when you're in the middle of a thought spiral,
no.
Is there any strategy that you have to realize like, fuck, this is bad. Even if I can't break it, somebody else needs to try to it. I need to be willing to work. Like, do you have like any strategy for that when you're in the middle of one of these kind of episodes? I don't want to call it an episode, but like in the middle of a rumination.
Yeah, I know. Not really. I don't have. Something I have to work on developing, basically. Yeah. Dev is probably the most helpful when he reminds me that, like, I don't want to become a lol cow. That probably is the most helpful one.
I mean, if it breaks you out of the rumination, that's good. But the worry there is,
oh god.
And I don't know this is only in your head, I'm totally guessing it's bullshit. But the worry there is he breaking the rumination, or is he giving you something new to ruminate on now you're quiet? Now you're not saying anything because you're like, fuck, now there's something else you're thinking about that, like, because it feels like that could in the future just re-trigger the same thing. Like, people think I'm a lol cow because of these things that have been said that are not true about me, and I need to correct the record on it.
Yeah, I know. That's what ends up actually happening, yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Well, what do you think are some changes that you can make to try to, I guess the most important thing is to be aware of what's happening, because once you're aware of it, you can try to either yourself or externally have somebody else break you out of it. And then once you've broken out of it, you can try not to re-engage. But what's the easiest way to figure out how to, I guess how to be aware of it when it's happening? As you said, Dev kind of helps for that, or?
Yeah. Yeah. Talking me down from it. Is probably the most effective method. Yeah. That is most helpful. Yep.
So if that is the most helpful, do you feel like you've made improvements in that area, or do you feel like it's still not enough and you need to have some other type of thing?
No, I still have to have some other type of thing.
Okay, well, What do you think the other type of thing can be?
I don't know. Why is this a therapy session?
I'm just asking questions.
What?
I'm just asking questions. Do you think there's some other type of system on top of dev that you can add that can help break you out of these things in the middle of having one of these ruminations?
Yeah, of course. I just can't think of what.
What strategies have worked in the past for breaking certain types of rituals? You don't have to share if it's too personal, I don't know.
Exposure therapy was always the one that, like, oh, I used to have like a super intense fear of like touching like public garbage cans and stuff. So like I wouldn't touch them at all. Like to throw things out. Like, you know, have you to push open the lid? Gotta like push open the lid and to like throw your like paper towel out or something. I would have to take a paper towel and like I'd use that to like touch the lid because I was like, oh man, there's germs on the lid. Don't wanna get like skin to skin contact. And like one of the like the exposure therapy for that was my therapist had me go around touching garbage lids, and I couldn't wash my hands or disinfect my hands afterwards.
So sometimes I've seen you do this. And I don't know what the most healthy way is for you to deal with all of this because I can't know that. But do you think it's possible when we talk about an exposure therapy kind of way that if you're able to joke around with this a little bit, you can kind of diffuse or disarm, one, your personal ritual about it, and two, other people attacking you with it? So for instance, say you start your stream, and at the start of your stream, like all of your mods say, like, good evening, crazy lady, or something like that. And you laugh, and it's like, yeah, whatever, I'm the crazy lady. And then you kind of laugh, you know it's a joke, and you move on. And if you see somebody else in chat say it later, you laugh about it, one of the mods bans them, and you keep moving on. And it's kind of like this incremental approach to like, yeah, sometimes people on the internet say shitty things. I'm used to joking about it. I ban these losers, and then I move on, and I don't have to worry about it re-triggering me as much because I have like exposure to it in a more friendly environment. I don't know if something like that would help or not.
That's my ideal. That's the ideal situation. Like I want to get to that point where I can literally just laugh at it.
But it's hard because the only time you really get exposure to it is in the worst types of environments. It's where people are genuinely shit-talking you.
Yeah, I know.
In like another person's chat, or spreading lies, or you think they're lies, or you think they're mischaracterizations of you said. So it seems like that's not... Yeah. Right now the exposure is it's just traumatic. It's not helping, right?
Yeah. It's just stressful. Yeah. I want to get to that point though, for sure. Does that stuff really not, like, when you see stuff about you, does it really not bother you much? You just let it go?
I don't, but I'm very much not the norm. But
I know.
what you have to understand is it bothers most people, but very, very few people, outside of maybe like OCD or OCPD, very few people understand what it means to ruminate on something. That's like a very, very, very rare experience. So nobody understands when you do that. It just looks like you're choosing to focus on something that's making you upset over and over and over again. That's why like your mods or your chat or people, or even me in the past, or people in my chat or other communities are like, I don't understand why she keeps doing this. Because most people would say, and this is why people, me included, have said things like, well, just move on. Because that rumination experience is like very foreign to most people. So I think that if you're having people, to go back to what I said before, you have external support for this, like your mods, they need to be aware of that experience, because raiding away is not going to help when you're in the middle of a rumination. It's like telling somebody like, stop doing that bad thing.
Yeah.
So, like, of course,
For sure.
you know, yeah.
Yep. I don't think it's very, very rare. I mean, people who have anxiety like issues definitely ruminate. So I wouldn't say it's very, very rare, but I mean,
rumination for anxiety, I would guess, is a little bit different because rumination with anxiety tends to be more of an internal experience.
Yeah.
But I think rumination with OCD or other obsessive behaviors are different because they tend to manifest in an external behavior that's oftentimes self-destructive. So even a person with anxiety might have a hard time empathizing with somebody with OCD because they'll say, okay, yeah, I ruminate on things, but I don't go around and like do it publicly, right? Because that's an internal negative experience they have. It isn't like externalized through a ritual.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, OCD is literally all, like, by definition, it's self-destructive. Like, every ritual in, like, with OCD is very much self-destructive. But it's, like, wild because the OCD, like, convinces you, like, no, this is good. This is a good thing. Like, I have to do this. But it's actually self-destructive, and it's, like, really, it's a wonderful paradox like that.
Yeah. So even people with anxiety are going to have a hard time empathizing because the fixation isn't the difficult part. It's that the rumination tends to lead to an external ritual that seems on its face obviously self-destructive. And then even it's self-destructive when you're outside of that like episode or outside of that state of mind. So it makes it even harder for people to understand, right?
Yep. I guess.
Yeah. Well, I have a debate thing coming up. I think that making sure that your mods understand, I think that if you have some sort of mental thing and you've got external support, I think it's really important that those people understand the exact type of mental support you need so that they can be productive in helping you and not just antagonistic while you're experiencing something negative. And then two, I think that they need probably a more effective set of actions to redirect whatever ritual you're going through, because just telling you no is clearly not sufficient. And in some cases, it's like even growing a divide between you and your friends or mods. And then I guess thirdly, like, I guess talking to your therapist but to make like efforts of like getting, because she'll know a lot more in terms of like these are ways that people with these types of things, especially in social situations. I think that's the big one. Breaking rituals in a personal sense can be a matter of avoiding certain stimulus or whatever, but it gets way, way harder in social situations where other people are introducing the negative stimulus over and over again, right?
Right, yeah. Thank you for your input.
No problem.
And your understanding. I appreciate that.
Gotcha, no
that
problem.
You don't think it's fake?
Well, probably not, but okay. I'm gonna go scream at people. Probably
Wow.
not. You never know, you know? Sorry, I was giving you exposure therapy there to somebody not believing you, so. Okay. Be careful, I'm leaving, okay? Have fun, bye.
Alright, bye.
I did a lot of reading on OCD over the past few days, and I think I actually take back every single thing I said. I don't know if she's borderline or histrionic at all. I think that a lot of her behavior can actually be explained through like OCD, and I think that if I treat it as such, and if she's aware of it, and if we're all aware of it, it might be easier for her to like move on through everything. I think it's probably better than just assuming she's like an insane borderline person and blah, blah, blah. The problem is there's a lot of overlap between these things, so some things can look like other things, but yeah, I don't know. She definitely needs exposure therapy and some people to support her if you can talk to someone. Yeah, the hard thing though is that like, I think that I would recommend this, and you don't have to take my word for it, I guess, if you don't believe anything I say. But if you really want friends to help you with like some mental illness thing you have, I think that those people have to be more intimately involved in your therapy, because just saying like, hey, help me with this thing, a lot of people just aren't going to understand what you're experiencing, and they're not going to be able to help you, and eventually they're going to get tired of helping you, or they're going to give you like wrong advice sometimes. So, but what do you want? Hey, what?
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to
I wasn't
say.
even talking to you.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that I am very, very happy and very proud of that conversation you just had. I know it's super hard to understand those things, and I'm super happy that you spent all that time researching. It just makes me very happy that that conversation took place. It seemed very productive.
Wow,
So,
thanks.
good job.
I'm just here to make you happy, honest to God. I'm gonna ask you for nudes later. I literally just had that conversation. I'm so happy that you messed me with this. Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this.
Well, you know what?
That was all
I
worth it.
never-
Thank you.
I will never compliment you ever again. So.
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have fun. Bye.
Bye.